Hey guys, Jason from Four Brothers. Wanted to bring you a little bit of an announcement on an updated Molle belt attachment that we're going to be releasing. We've got some out for testing now and the results are really good. So wanted to bring this to you guys and give you a first look. If you're aware of how over the belt attachments work, typical like the Tech Lock, where they go over the Molle belt itself, they hold the hook and loop inner belt away from the hook on the inside of your outer belt because they're so thick and because they take up so much room. There are some reputable companies that are making some belt attachments, duty belt rated attachments that go over the Molle belt like this, but they still come off the inside. That gets your inner belt closer to the hook and loop, but it doesn't quite make contact to the area that belt attachment is over the belt. So there's still an area that doesn't have hook and loop engagement. What we wanted to do was create a duty rated belt attachment that worked with the outside Molle of the belt itself, but left the inside of the belt open for your hook and loop to contact on your duty belt, like this. So, a couple features that we want to go over before I show you the actual system. One, it's a little bit lighter. I didn't weigh it. I don't know how many ounces it is lighter, but it's lighter than the Tech Lock. It's thinner, so there's nothing on the inside of your belt. Everything is attached to the outside of your belt like this. There's not a whole lot of movement. There's just a little bit, enough to know that the system is on correctly. Gives a little bit of movement of forgiveness, whereas the Tech Lock has a little bit more movement. The other major benefit of this is that it reduces the inside diameter of the belt and of the waist itself. So each one of these is about 1/8 of an inch thick on the inside of your belt. So if you add that in circumference, you're about 1/4 of an inch, but then it also pushes out on the outside. So it's another 1/8 of an inch or about 1/4 of an inch. So diameter wise, it's 1/2 an inch. Doesn't mean a whole lot, but it does matter, especially if you're spending 12 hours a day on a shift. Our belt attachment pulls that in really close, within about 1/16 of an inch from the outside of the Molle. Pretty good. The system is really easy to assemble. It comes on a magazine carrier or a pouch like this. It will be assembled and bent and tested and assembled correctly. You'll take 2 screws out of the bottom, like so. That will reveal 2 threaded posts and 2 rubber spacers inside. Now you want to leave those in place. When you attach this to your belt, you want to slide it into the outside layer of the Molle between the duty belt and the Molle itself. So it'll go like this. It'll look like that as it's going in. So once you get it in, you want to push it all the way down to the bend, okay? So you're going to push all the way down like this. Then you're going to fold your carrier back over, and your threaded posts and your rubber spacers should still be in place. Once secured, you want to put the screws back in to the holes that you took them out, and you're going to tighten it up from the inside of the belt itself. The rubber spacer should give you enough friction on the threaded post to hold it in place. So you get the holes lined up and then tighten it back up like so. And then run it down so that the system clamps down on the belt. You can't really over tighten them. They'll only go down so far before they stop. And you'll want to squish that rubber spacer down as far as it'll go. So the system will look like this once it's on the belt. So it'll look like this on the belt, and the wiggle should be minimal. If there's wiggle, you need to move up 2 holes on the inside so that when you tighten the rubber spacers down, they expand and they'll contact the bottom of the belt this way, and that'll reduce the wiggle. In this case, I need to make an adjustment because there's too much wiggle. So I've used the bottom set of holes here, and I need to use the second set of holes. Pretty easy to make that adjustment. Pull off the 2 rubber spacers off the threaded posts. Pull the system up and move your threaded post up 1 hole. So I moved the threaded posts and the spacers up to the second set of holes for this particular belt. The bottom set is too far away, or the Molle webbing itself is thinner than the others, and so we'll need to use that second set. So same process, putting it back together. Take the two tabs, slide in between the outside of the belt and the inside of the Molle, like so. Should look like that. Fold the carrier over, flip your belt, and put your screws in. Now we've reduced, almost completely eliminated the wiggle. We've got a little bit of room to move back and forth. So a little bit of forgiveness there, that's intentional. And now you have a completely free surface for your loop and your hook. So your inner belt makes 100% contact on that. And your overall belt thickness here is thinner and your weight is reduced. So 3 major improvements over what we were using.